this is my speech about the opening of the One World Trade Center. Um, so, just imagine a city skyline not marked by the towering structures of steel and glass, but by the spirit of resilience and rising from the ashes of tragedy. But my speech is going to look at how we can reflect on the tragedies of 9/11 and how we can look on them now and how the new building symbolizes hope and bravery for millions of Americans across the world. As we delve into rebuilding and resilience, we see how even in the face of unfathomable tragedy, the building was not merely just an architectural endeavor, but something way more. We see that, even though tragedy struck fear in the lives of millions of Americans, we still built a building taller, more powerful, and stronger than ever before. And it shows how people and millions of Americans can kind of come together and rejoice through anything. As we look into my next topic, architectural significance, we can see the World Trade Center was meticulously crafted to convey way more than just aesthetic. It symbolically represents freedom, it represents unity, it represents strength, and many other things. It represents hope to millions of Americans across the world. Like, we see how, even though the tragedy from September 11th, 2001 put fear and took the lives of millions of Americans, we put a building taller in the same spot. Once again, going back to resilience, we see that it was way more than just aesthetic or architectural support. It symbolically means, I'd say, life, means hope, bravery. But transitioning from architecture, we're going to look at how safety and security plays a huge role. Now, obviously, we have to build a building that's taller, more sturdy, and have proper security measures so we can make sure that what happened in the past doesn't happen again. It culturally adds rich tapestry to the city of New York. It identifies the narrative, how resilient and vibrant the community is. And the community played a very important role into building one of the greatest buildings in American history. But we see that, obviously lessons learned from the past show that this building is way more structurally intact, built with one of the most powerful materials you can think of. Cited by the Encyclopedia of Funk and Wagnall's New World Encyclopedia, talking about the New World Trade Center, we see the building is one of the strongest buildings in the world, not just in the country. Transitioning though from security, we're going to dive into the more crucial role about the construction process. We look at how the construction of the World Trade Center wasn't really just about one single event, but a collaborative process, and how it impacted the local community. And that impact it gave the community is what gave them hope and resilience and bravery to come together and build this enormous building. And once again, this structure is way more than just a simple building in the middle of Manhattan. It symbolizes hope. And it even goes far just from symbolizing in the United States, but internationally. It shows how people across the whole entire world, it sees how people in the United States react to tragedy, and how they build an even stronger, bigger building in the middle of that tragedy. Shows how we can become more resilient and triumph pretty much over anything. And that's kind of how it impacts the whole world, not just the United States. But as we start to wrap things up, getting into the future vision of things and how we look ahead, the New World Trade Center holds a promising prospect for this country and the whole world. Its role in shaping the future expands far beyond just architectural contribution to the city's long-term development. But overall, the World Trade Center is more than just a set of buildings. It's a symbol. It's hope. It's life. It's an undying spirit that, no matter what tragedy the American people or New York faces, we can overcome pretty much anything with the power of resilience and hope and bravery. And, with that, we see the strength in the American people all come together to overall build this masterpiece for the American society. One of the tallest buildings in the world, one of the strongest buildings in the world, that overall represent, a symbol of hope and prosperity to the whole nation. And I want to thank y'all for your time and attention. May we always rise together, stronger than ever before.
Thank you for clapping.